count of 10.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to this special talk show coming to you live from St. Agnes Catholic Girls' School, Nagalama. Today, we focus on a critical subject, children's rights and child abuse. This discussion is about awareness, responsibility, and the ability to protect every child. My name is Karangwa Abigail, your host, and joining me today is Mrs. Kawala Rachel, the spokesperson of Kampala Metropolitan Police. You are most welcome.
Thank you, Abigail.
You are most welcome.
Thank you, Abigail. Thank you so much. I'm Superintendent of Police, Kawala Rachel, the police spokesperson of Kampala Metropolitan. I'm glad to be here today.
Thank you.
Yes.
To begin, what are children's rights and why should they matter to everyone in the society?
Let me start by defining who a child is, such that our viewers can understand what we are talking about. A child is a person that is below 18 years. So if you're below 18 years, you are a child. So talking about the children, they must be protected at all times. As long as someone is below 18 years, they have those basic rights, and those rights must be protected at all times.
So when we talk about abuse, what exactly does it involve?
Abuse involves harming a child. But first of all, let me talk about the rights that a child needs. A child needs a right to education. A child needs uh, has a right to health care. A child has a right not to be harmed, has a right to shelter, so that harms a child. An action that endangers life of a child. Yes, and some of those actions include child neglect. If you neglect a child, you don't give them food, they can't dress up as they are supposed to, they have nowhere to sleep, that is child abuse. However, you find that there are some punishments that children are given, like corporal punishments. Those are child abuse. Those are some of the examples of child abuse. So, child abuse is anything, any action that endangers the life of a child.
Okay. Are there cases where people may not even realize that what they're doing is abuse?
Yes, some people may not realize that they are abusing a child. For example, we have teachers that give hard punishments, corporal punishments, without even knowing that they are abusing the rights of the children. However, there is there are some simple ways of punishing children. However, we have some that go beyond punishing. We also have parents that actually think probably telling this child harsh words, because we have so many forms of abuse. We have the physical, that can be beating, battering. We have the emotional. Eh? Someone can tell you words that can hurt you, however much you've not been beaten, but someone can even hurt you or harm you using words. That is emotional. There is also sexual abuse. We have children that are sexually abused. We have children through abuse that drop out of schools. So you find that some parents might say out words, not only parents, teachers, it could even be a neighbor, speaks out something, thinking that he's trying to discipline you, yet, however, is abusing your rights as a child. So yes, we have people, parents, adults that abuse children's rights, but without knowing.
Okay. So, are and just to make it clear, should any child ever feel responsible for the abuse they experience?
No, no child should feel responsible for the abuse. The one that actually abuses that child, the one that will physically batter the child, the one that will psychologically torture the child, should be the one to be blamed, but not the child. So no child should take that blame for being abused. You shouldn't take in the blame for being not given food. If your parent doesn't give you food because you performed poorly for weeks and days, you shouldn't take that blame. So that person that is actually abusing you, that adult that is abusing you, should be the one to be blamed for the abuse, not the child.
How can someone recognize that a child may be experiencing abuse? What signs should teachers, parents, or even community members look out for?
We have very many signs. You will find that a child that is neglected is probably malnourished. You will find the child is always possibly unclean. At school, you will realize that the child sits alone, the child never participates in class. Uh, Possibly the child that used to attend school regularly, you'll find the child missing, not coming to school. The child that used to associate with others, you will find them distancing themselves from associating with other friends. So those are the signs that we should look out. And you find that some of these children that separate themselves, that distance themselves from people that have those signs of child abuse, get depressed, and you find that we've also at the police, we've also recorded cases of children committing suicide. Abigail, have you heard that? Have you ever heard of such stories?
Yes.
Yes, some of those things come from child abuse, both at school and at home. So those are some of the signs.
Okay.
Yes, not associating well with others, missing schools, probably coming late at school, probably someone is always sad, someone looks sad, used to participate in class but no longer participates in class. Those are some of the signs.
So, when such signs appear, they should never be ignored.
Yes, they should never be ignored. If at all there is this girl that has been active at St. Agnes, then all of a sudden becomes depressed, all of a sudden starts distancing herself from others, all of a sudden stops participating in class, all of a sudden stops coming to school, please let us pay attention to these signs.
What legal protections exist to safeguard children?
Yes, we have legal protections. For example, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, or if you like as a parent, if you um if you exercise, okay, if you do child abuse, you batter children, don't give them food, child neglect, you don't take them to school. If we get those reports at the police, we do arrest and prosecute. So those are some of the legal procedures. You are arrested and prosecuted. We also have departments in the police that handle child and family. So at every police station, we have the child and family protection unit. Then we also have probation officers that handle child related matters or family related matters. We also have in our villages, there are local leaders. We have the Navachalas. We have so many strategies, and yes, the government is really interested and is really doing its best to end child abuse and torture.
So protecting children is not only a responsibility, but also a legal requirement.
Yes.
We often say everyone has a role, but where do we sometimes fail as parents, schools, or communities?
As parents, schools, and communities, where we always fail is by keeping quiet. If you see a child being abused, why do you keep quiet? We actually had a case last month in Mutundwe, where an auntie burnt 11-year-old boy using heated up white Cavera polythene. And this is because she was accusing this little boy of stealing her 100,000 shillings on Eid Day. So what did she do? She got a Cavera, burnt this little boy, and kept quiet. How did we get this information? It is because of the community that recorded and forwarded this issue on social media. That is how we came to know about it. So, if as a community, as a teacher, me as a parent, a neighbor, I see abuse and keep quiet, then I have failed.
What should be done to ensure children are truly protected?
What should we do to ensure that children are truly protected? Let us speak up. Let us report those cases to the police. You child that is watching me right now, you report, don't keep quiet. Get a trusted adult, someone that you trust. Speak to that person. If you can't speak to your parent, at least you have your mom, your dad, you have an aunt that you can talk to, you have a teacher that you can talk to, and also we adults, teachers, if at all you get such a report, please take action. Don't also sit down and keep quiet. Let us speak up.
When abuse is suspected or confirmed, what should be done? Okay, like who exactly should people report to?
The people you can report to, for example, you're a child, you've been abused psychologically, probably sexually. You can talk to your teacher. If you can't talk to your teacher, talk to your parent about that abuse. If it is your parent that has abused you, talk to any adult that you trust. Come to the police. Our offices are open. We have child protection unit that you can come to and talk. And trust me, we are going to keep your secret. Then we take action. We are not going to talk about your issue, your problem, your what. We are going to keep your little secret. However, we take action and have that person that is abusing you apprehended.
For those who fear reporting, for those who fear reporting or feel unsure, what should you say to them?
If you fear reporting, your voice matters, your life matters. So please, we urge you to speak up. If you speak, um, you can get saved, or you can save someone that is going through a hard time.
Okay. What message do you have for a child who may be afraid to speak up?
A child that is afraid to speak up, please don't fear to speak up. Don't fear to speak up. Child abuse is deadly. You might get depressed to an extent of taking your own life. Like I told you, we've registered such cases. Even recently, we had one in Wakiso where a P6 child, unfortunately, took his own life. So let us try to speak up such that you don't get depressed. If you fear adults, you can even tell your friend. Speak to your friend. Probably your friend might amplify your voice. Speak up. Don't keep quiet. Don't keep quiet. If at all you're watching us right now and you're a child, you're below 18, in case of any kind of abuse, in case you're going through something, please speak up because your voice matters.
So persistence in seeking help is important.
Yes, it is very important.
As we conclude, what is your final message to parents, teachers, and the community?
My final message to parents is let us desist from acts of child abuse. Let us create time for our children. Let us listen to our children. When they come back at home, dear parents, let us try to sit down with them, listen to their challenges, create time for them. Let them speak freely. Don't shut them down. Our dear teachers, when our children come to school, please, if they have something to tell you, if a child wants to talk to you, please give them time. Create time to talk to them. We had there are some schools that always had a senior women, senior teachers that always talk to the children. We call upon schools to adopt that method. Let us create time to talk to our children, talk to them at the same time as you listen to them. Most importantly, let us report cases of child abuse to the Uganda Police Force such that the perpetrators are completely arrested and brought to book. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your valuable insights.
Thank you, Abigail, and thank you for hosting me.
You're welcome. As we end, let us remember that silence protects abuse, but speaking up protects children. This has been the talk show presented by the St. Agnes Media.
That's my daughter. Thank you so much. Trina.
This is why I asked how many minutes am I allocated. Is the session live?
Pardon?
Is it live?
Hello?
So just sound.
Hello, hello viewers.
So the learner.
Hello, viewers.
Hello? Hello?
So hope remember, you don't know their names. So the time you give them time to introduce themselves. He's a parent and he has a daughter here. If you're a parent of this place, people would like to know. Even you mention your daughter's name, she'll be happy when you do so. So you're a learner, just tell us your class, and you're a teacher, the subject you're teaching, and the class. So technical, when you are good to go, let me know. So your lights are okay? Our lights are okay? The video, just sound, teacher, sound.
Hello viewers.
So get ready. The count of 0 starting from 10. Open your file. You need to refer to it. Open it. And you face the camera. I smile. 10, 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and go.
presenter. My name is David Kavanda. I am a lawyer holding a PhD in food law. I'm a parent here. I have two beautiful daughters, Maria Esperanza Namulondo in P6 and also Heidi Francisca Kwagala in P7. I'm happy to join the show.
Thank you very much. My name is Nadia Babetta, and I'm in primary school.
Thank you very much. Now we will talk about health. Health is physically, mentally, socially, and economically well. In most cases, when you talk about health, what people think is being free from illness or disease. But health goes beyond that. If at all you're not mentally well, if at all you're not physically well, or emotionally well, you can't say you are healthy. So health is something right? So people always related to being free from sickness. Thank you.
Now, as a parent, how important is your role in shaping a child's health at home?
A parent's role is very critical because of the 4 dimensions that I'm going to talk about. First of all, this is the first point of in earth to a child. So it comes as care, safety, future, but also protection. So this is very critical that a parent must understand that they are not only teachers, because they're the first teachers, but they are also instructors, and also because when these children grow, they emulate what they learned when they were children. So a parent is also a mentor. So it is very important that when the child is conceived in the mother's womb up to 2 years, if there are things that a parent doesn't do correctly and properly, there is a high chance of losing on the window of opportunity. For example, the brain may not grow, or you may not shape the child's health. Thank you so much.
Now, tell us some things parents should consistently do.
Okay, one of those things is nutrition. Nutrition. There must be, first of all, enough food in your household or in the house. Food is very important, because if the child doesn't eat well, the probability of the children not growing well is very high. Right now, in Uganda, we have 57% of adults who are suffering because they were not fed well when they were young. They suffered stuntedness. So as a parent, you must consistently make sure that there is food security in your home, and you must make sure that you reduce on critical, nutrients. For example, no high sugar, no high salt, no high fat. Stop feeding your children on sugars, sodas, biscuits, those highly refined and highly processed. They must get out of the way. But secondly, a parent must be a guide on what to eat, when to eat, and how to eat. What you feed a child who is still in your stomach is different from a baby, different from an adolescent. Next is, right now we are into digital space. Many children are getting mentally ill. You remember the teacher said that the state of health is not only physical, but mental well-being. Stop allowing your children to be on gadgets. Stop the phones. Stop a lot of TV time. Screen time must be regulated. If at all, it should be stopped. And then lastly, you must make sure that consistently you provide a safe environment. For example, you must not traumatize your children. Make sure that the children find you a counselor, they find you a friend, they find you a person who speaks to them, including religion. So to sum it all, the consistent things that a parent must do, first of all, I repeat, you must feed the children well. Don't overfeed them, because then they will become obese and then they will die. Many children have ulcers, many children have cancers, many children are obese, many children. So parents, and parents. And you must also read the parenting guidelines of Uganda. Some parents don't know that they even exist. If you read them, they'll even give you more insights on how to parenting. Some parents don't know that parenting is even a legal responsibility. It is a legal responsibility because Uganda has signed international laws, and the Children's Act also spells out your legal responsibility in health of your children. Thank you.
Now coming to you as a learner. How much responsibility do children have over their own health?
Children have significant responsibility over their health, like eating well, having enough rest, eating enough food, not like skipping meals, because if you skip meals, it leads to some diseases. Now, some children get ulcers, and it requires a parent to get medicine, which is needed, and it requires a lot of food.
And what are some of the choices students do, both positively and negative?
I'm going to talk about the positive ones. Children should eat enough food, they should get enough rest, and also the negative ones are the ones that cause illness, stress, and poor performance. Skipping meals, sleeping late, and
Now coming to school, what are some of the things teachers do in promoting children's health at school?
Thank you very much. As the teachers, we have a very significant role we are supposed to play in this. Now, as the teachers, we look at very many things. First of all, we look at the body of the child. And we really try to encourage them so that it's just in them, not being forced. And we always do that by telling them the importance of it. Then the other thing, we also look at the environment where they are living. Now, for instance, here at our school, we have a program where children work together to promote sanitation in the school. Here we have what we call housework, where children wake up and then they do general cleaning in all places to make sure that we are living in a clean environment. We keep on telling them that if at all one ignores her role, then it is going to affect all of us. Because if at all one gets sick, for instance, maybe you've been in a dirty environment, by all means it will spread to another person. So we always encourage them to say that all of us participate. In the P5, just as I've said, I'm a teacher. In P5, we teach them what we call primary health care. And one of the principles, we always tell them that all members must participate in primary health care activities. Then the other thing, you also look at feeding. Here, as a school, we try to encourage these children something which is nutritious to your body. You know, in most cases, people mistake it that feeding is all about eating chips and chicken. And in most cases, nutritious things, that's what again people consider not to be healthy. And yet, in actual sense, they are the ones that build the body. Then we also encourage them, because as I said, the health, you should also have mental, it's all about mental being. So we tell them if it's time for sleeping, as teachers, we release them early to go to bed so that they have enough rest, so that their brains can also be stable. Then we also have what we call guidance and counseling. In this case, remember, when we say that health, you should be emotionally well. As children, they also have some issues that keep on disturbing them. So as the teachers and the administrators, we try to guide and counsel them so emotionally well, and they have good health, and in so doing, then it will promote their learning in class. Thank you.
Now, beyond classroom teaching, how can schools actively encourage healthy habits?
Thank you very much for that question. Just as I said earlier, outside the class, after classes, we go out with the children, we clean our environment, and for us here, we commonly call it housework. Yeah, we conduct what we call healthy parents, where we encourage these girls always to do all things that are concerning health. We take them for PE lessons to say that they are physically well.
As a parent, when that guidance that you told us is missing, what impact does it bring on a child?
There are many impacts. First of all, a child can get stunted, meaning that they cannot live up to their and lose cognitive capacity, meaning that their intelligence will be low. The children can also get lost, can be derailed, and this is why sometimes we have delinquencies. So we, as parents, we need to also guide the issue of the social aspects of the children. So we have seen science indicating that when these children's health is not taken care of when they are still young, remember that they are still young. Every part of them, physical, mental, social, is just growing. So if any step is missed, it means that they are going to grow up and they are adults who cannot afford themselves, they cannot support themselves, they cannot benefit society, they can also not support you as parents when they grow up. So the moment these steps, the moment the parent's role or the teacher's role is missed in guiding, nurturing, and also training the children in proper health, then we are sure that one, children can die before their age. This is why we have a high mortality rate of children under 5, but we also have a mortality rate also of children above 5, but they can also grow. But what is growing is not a fully developed human being. So we lose a lot of years, the human capital development.
Comes. Now, like poor communication. Pupils cannot easily communicate well. Information is not easily shared.
Thank you. Now, as a parent.
Thank you, moderator. There is an English saying, it takes a village to raise a child, meaning that responsibilities are shared. At home, the parents must do their part, the teachers, school administrators, but you also as a child. If they've told you to go and bathe and you refuse to bathe, you have not done your part. If they tell you eat the food and finish it, or if a teacher is supposed to teach, if a school administrator, a parent is supposed to pay school fees on time, or if a parent is supposed to put rules at home when we are in holidays, because rules are part of it. Rules are part of developing good health habits. And then someone failed somewhere, it comes back to a loss for the child, for the school, for the community. So it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to nurture the health of the child. It takes all of us to understand that health and human capital development of any child is a shared responsibility. Thank you.
To each of you, in one short statement, what is one key action that your group can do in promoting a child's health as a teacher?
Thank you very much. In a very short statement, I said, me as a teacher, I should not get tired. People reminding children to play their part as far as health is concerned. And as a teacher still, I should always get involved. when children are doing some activities, as a teacher can get involved. Like when it comes to cleaning, then the child will understand that I think cleaning is very important after seeing me doing it. But I encourage children to know how important health is, because when your health is not good, there is nothing much you can do. So let's continue keeping ourselves healthy by doing everything as teachers tell you to do. Thank you.
Now, as a learner, tell me one key action you can do.
One key action I can do as a learner. Now, like if I'm a prefect, I can like encourage the head girl to make sure that we carry out health parades every day. Like some children keep long fingernails, others don't comb hair. Some of them even don't brush teeth. So it is important to carry out health parades.
Now, as a parent.
As a parent, I think parents must learn that parenting must be intentional. Parenting is not automatic. There are things that we must read, understand, and apply. For example, do you know the importance of the gut? When your child is born, do you know the window of opportunity? Do you know that if the child does not feed when they are in the womb, when they don't breastfeed actually, or when they are not started on complementary food early enough, do you know that whatever opportunity of brain development that is lost at that moment, it will never be recovered? So as parents, we must be intentional on nutrition and making sure that our parenting is technically guided. It is not by any means accidental. Parents must forget the issue of thinking that things will work out automatically, and we need to follow through in an accountability manner what happened home. And there are no set rules on how children feed, when they go to rest, when they should use the TV and phone. You are losing it as a parent, and everyone is going to lose, because this child at the end of the day comes into a school where there are other children, and eventually when they grow up, they become people's husbands or people's wives and people's parents. Thank you so much.
Now, when all these roles are played well, at home, at school, and individually, what kind of difference can we expect to see as you as a teacher?
From my concern, if every person, if every stakeholder plays a role, then all of us shall end up having a good health. In most cases, because when the health is good, then the spending also does what? You say, what is a lot? We put in it, also when you're not in care. So when we all play our part, then you can really live a healthy life.
Now, as a learner,
When everyone carries out his or her responsibility, it will lead to like good performance. Children would have been paying attention in class. Children would have been participating and would have been expecting to see first grades.
now as a parent.
Okay, to parents, when all these roles are played very well, particularly health, then you are sure of legacy. You see, everyone would want to see continuity of their family, but there will not be continuity if the health of these young ones is not taken care of. So if you want lasting legacies for your homes, for your families, for your children, the primary thing that you should take care of is health, but as I said, nutrition. Then you'll have children, great-grandchildren, and you'll have impacted struggle when it comes to achievement, performance, because they already have a foundation, they have what takes in them physically, biologically, to understand, manipulate, and be able to use the knowledge that is given to them. So feeding them well, treating them well, understanding the cycle, understanding how to manage digital and technology currently, and also making sure that you have rules in your home as a parent. The children should not dictate. The children should be guided. The children should be mentored. The children should be taken care of. The children should be nurtured. Everyone wins. Thank you.
Today's discussion has shown us that it is not a responsibility of one person. It is a responsibility to all of us. And it starts at home with a parent, goes to school with a teacher, and is completed with a learner. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you, Amon.
Thank you. Thank you, our guests. Thank you, Sarah. So, we have all the best. You were like also hosted this morning. It's very exciting back. And we are talking about food.
I was slowly going to benefit the food discussion.
Yes. Sound test. The guest.
Hello.
Just mention your name. Where's the matter? Where's the matter?
Samson.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Sorry. Are we set? So we are counting from 10 to 0. Teacher, we don't need long answers.
Okay,
Let's give as short as possible.
it's okay.
Yes. Ready? 10, 5, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to today's talk show. Coming to you live from St. Agnes Catholic Girls School, Nagalama. Today, as part of the academic exhibition, we take on a topic that is shaping our present and defining our future. Climate change, the serious enemy. My name is Magina Tina, and I am the host during this conversation. Joining me today is an environmental officer who will help us understand the meaning of climate change, how it affects us, and what we can do. You are most welcome.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Samson Okrut, the environment officer. I'm delighted to be here with you today.
To begin with, when people hear climate change, it sounds complicated. From your experience, what does it actually mean in simple everyday terms?
Thank you, Trina. Climate change simply means the long-term shifts in temperature and the weather patterns in an area.
Thank you. And how is what we are experiencing today different from the normal weather changes people have always known?
Thank you, Trina. What is happening now is different from the historical weather patterns that we have ever had in terms of speed and the cause. I want to say, while climate has always changed in the past, today's warming of the earth is moving at a terrific speed. It is moving at a terrific speed, and surprisingly, all this is caused by human beings through human activities. Currently, the warming of the earth is happening 10 to 45 times faster than what used to happen in the last iceberg. So, we are experiencing what we are not likely to manage in a time to come. Naturally, these weather changes occur. They take time, thousands of years to occur. But what is happening today, you find the weather changes are occurring short time. For instance, can occur in a few generations. Still furthermore, I want to say, in the past, these weather changes used to occur not at the rate they are occurring today. In the past, these weather changes were driven by natural factors such as volcanicity, burning of fossils, which is a human activity, deforestation. Those are the current ones that are taking place now. People are now burning fossils, people are now deforesting, and these human activities of deforestation and burning of fossils add carbon dioxide to the atmosphere at a rate faster than the natural cycles can remove. Thank you.
Bringing it closer to home, how is climate change already affecting communities here in Uganda?
Thank you. Climate change is already having severe impacts on the communities of Uganda. Taking, for instance, our country, it is ranked among the most vulnerable countries, and yet it is the least prepared to face these threats. For instance, when you look at currently, most of the communities in Uganda are suffering from rampant famines. I want to give an example of Karamoja, our neighborhood here in Uganda, which is a community in Uganda. They are always facing rampant famine cases and they are crying out to the government. And all this is caused by our activities on the environment, like a cutting down of trees, like a draining of swamps. And when these swamps are drained, they always have an impact on the agriculture of the country. So we are likely to face a longer droughts. We are likely to face longer droughts. We are likely to have sometimes floods, which will affect the what? The agriculture cycle of the country, resulting into famine. Let alone that, we also have some other areas of Uganda, for example, Kampala near here. We always have these shifty floods happening in Kampala. All these are results of human activity. And these flash floods have always caused a very dangerous thing to the people who are living there. Like, for instance, when the floods occur, they can open up the drainage and let out the sewage. And this sewage will always tend to cause the waterborne diseases, which are affecting our people who are living in poor communities of Kampala or Slamu areas. Thirdly, I want to say the climate change has caused shortages of water in some communities. I want to take you back to Karamoja. In Karamoja, this area receives rain for a short time, but this rain is too much sometimes that can cause floods. And it's short, which cannot facilitate the growing of crops. But when the sun starts, the sunshine spell starts, it takes a long time, causing all the water bodies in the area to dry up, leading it to shortage of water in that area. And this has always caused these people to keep moving from one place to another with the animals in search of water and pasture. Sadly, we also have a problem of landslides caused by the weather changes in our country. I want to take you to our district of Mbale, which is in the eastern parts of Uganda. And this area is on the slopes of Mountain Elgon. Most times when the rains are prolonged, this area tends to get a lot of water running down the hills of the mountain or running down the mountain, and this sometimes wash down the soil, affecting the people who are living in the valleys. And all these are the impacts of the climate change that we are having here in Uganda. Thank you.
In your view, which areas are feeling the impact the most, like farming, water supply, or even people's health?
Thank you. I want to say agriculture is the most vulnerable sector affected by the climate change. Looking at what we have already seen, we are depending on natural rains. Our agriculture sector is rain fed. So most of the times, for instance in Karamoja I said, we experience rains within a short time and we experience a long drought. So this has resulted into poor quality crops, leading it to famine in that area. But that alone, these weather changes have also affected the water cycle of the area. The water or the drainage system of the area is always affected by the weather changes. For instance, during a prolonged drought, you find all the water sources dry up. And this has caused a lot of suffering to the people in those communities. Like I said, it affects them and makes them move from one place to another. Lastly, I want to say this does not leave also the people's health. People's health is also affected. For instance, when the area receives too much rainfall, it floods. And this flooding will lead to waterborne diseases, for example, cholera. Thank you.
You're welcome. There is always debate about responsibility. From where you stand, who is really responsible for climate change?
Climate change, we are responsible for climate change. The main thing behind climate change is human activity. All this that we do in the environment always results into the change of the environment. So human beings and human activity are mainly responsible for climate change. Thank you.
If we look at ourselves locally, our daily habits like cutting down trees or even waste disposal, how much are we contributing to the problem?
I want to shortly say we are contributing to this problem 100% because human beings are the main climate changers in the world. Without human beings, this climate would have remained as God has had created it. But human beings are mainly the main climate changers through the activities that they perform in the environment.
We still see deforestation and wetland encroachment happening. Why do you think these continue despite growing awareness?
There is a serious need for agricultural products to feed the community. So as the population has grown big, this population is now lacking where to perform the activities such as farming to produce more food to feed the growing population. So the population now is seeing this forested area, wetland area as a wasted resource. So this has caused human beings to encroach on these forests, encroach on these wetlands, simply to get farmland to produce more food to feed the growing population.
Let's talk solutions. If you were to highlight all the important actions that need to happen right now, what would they be?
One of the solutions I would think of is to encourage the communities to preserve the ecosystem of the area. With this, I mean to say the communities should be sensitized to plant more trees because as we plant trees, these trees will help to absorb the dangerous gases which go to the atmosphere as a result of our human activity. So the trees will absorb the dangerous gases and release oxygen to the atmosphere. In that way, we are likely to reduce the impacts of climate change in our area. Secondly, I would like to advise that we start recycling some of these waste materials. For example, the non-biodegradable materials. We have so many of them in our environment, like a polythene paper. We have these metallics. We have the plastics. We can recycle these materials to ensure that we live in a friendly environment. Thank you.
You're welcome. As learners, we are often as learners we are often told to plant trees and to keep our surroundings clean. From your perspective, what Galama actually play?
Well, as a school, you can start, you can launch to start um, the recycling of waste materials, like I said. You can recycle these materials, the biodegradable, you make compost, the compost where you are going to decompose to decompose the biodegradable, for example, of people from areas near the seas. Secondly, if we don't take this climate change seriously, we are likely to experience the worst weather changes effects in our country. For instance, we are likely to have global warming, where the temperatures of the world will rise to a point that will not enable any living thing to survive on Earth. And if we take this climate change seriously, then we are going to reverse all those negatives. For instance, we are going to have a low ice melting level, which will lead to slow or low water rising in the seas, which means we shall not have so many floods as opposed to the first one. Secondly, if we continue to take this climate change seriously, then we are going to have a friendly environment which will allow each and every organism to survive naturally without any interference. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time and for sharing these important insights with us. As learners, this conversation reminds us that climate change is not just a global issue, but also a personal responsibility. Let's be informed, let's take action, and let's protect our future. Thank you for watching.
Welcome.
Thank you. Really interesting and has been on point. Nimaro. Nimaro.
7 Green. At this center, we learn how to produce TV programs which you watch on television, like talk shows, podcasts, and many others. Like talk shows, podcasts, and many others. And when you when you watch what we are doing, you will learn what you will see that we have learned different skills on how to produce talk shows, those TV programs. And feel free to enjoy the podcast and the talk shows here. Thank you. And we are going to have Irego Louisa to have a small interview for the guest of honor.
I come that side or
Yeah, you can.
Now,
I pass here, this side. Hey, sister also come here.
Give her the microphone.
Then we are live on okay, I guess you can.
Which one? Can you go do what's this side? Yes. Hey, first, I want to give you this. Let me use this.
Checklist. Okay.
A very good afternoon.
Reduce. It's okay. You can add
Reduce the volume.
or reduce the little volume maybe. But first we can capture the sound without that. Yes.
It's okay, it's okay. You can do without it.
We can do without. Put it down.
Good afternoon. Thank you for this time. My name is Ergo Louisa, Primary 7 Green. I am from the St. Agnes Media Club, and I would like to ask you a few questions.
Ask, as long as not politics.
It's not. What were your expectations for this day?
My expectation, I was expecting to see what our learners they are doing here.
Okay. What are your observations, since as in you've patrolled this place, what are your observations?
What I have observed, I have seen that our learners, indeed, they are doing great job, and we want to commend our sister and the teachers for the great work they have done, because we've seen practical things here. Children's learners, they're explaining what they have learned practically, not theoretically. So we appreciate.
What are your recommendations on this exhibition? Number one, to the parents.
The parents is just to bring the learners to St. Agnes, because many two schools which can do this, because when you come, you see how our learners they are practicing what they are explaining. They're explaining what they know, but sometimes you may go to other schools, you can't find it here, because when you go like the weather stations, it's practical things. So I want to recommend our parents to continue supporting this school and empowering our learners. When they go back at home, they shouldn't wait for them to come back, but they should also support them.
Yes. What are your recommendations on this exhibition to the learners?
To the learners, I want to recommend them so that when they go back, let them practice. Let them not wait to come back to school, but let them practice, because at the end of it, when they leave this school, they will need this advice. They will need this guidance. For example, they have talked about the patriotism when we're at that site. They talked about nationalism. If they go back, when they have that heart, it will help them in the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what are your recommendations to other schools on such an exhibition?
To other schools, I think I will urge them to also to have this academic exhibition, because when they organize them, it helps their learners to know what the teachers they are teaching them, because sometimes parents they start home and teachers other they just look, because for us we used to go for touring, but these things are here at the school. So I will ask those schools to bring those things at their schools, at their premises, so that the learners they learn what they are being taught.
Thank you very much for your precious time.
You're welcome. Sister's also here. I just bring her.
Ah, yes.
I
Yeah,
kept
just
talking to my boss.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is just request for your few minutes just to witness as she starts her program.
Okay. I'm not worried. You're on the program.
So just a few minutes, just here. Sam,
Hello,
your name?
my name is Nimara Joy Aliek.
So we are counting down from
Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to today's talk show, coming to you live from the St. Agnes Catholic Girls Boarding Primary School, Nagalama. As part of our media exhibition, today we explore a powerful and sensitive topic, morality in the digital age. My name is Dimarja Aliek, your host. Technology and social media shaping how we think, interact, and behave. We ask, are these tools guiding us or misleading us? Joining me today are the key voices in shaping values. A teacher representing the school. May you please introduce yourself?
I'm Linda Richard. I teach science, primary 7. I'm glad to be invited in this studio.
A parent representing the home. May you please introduce yourself?
Thank you so much. My name is Gladys Sechanze, a parent of St. Agnes Nagalama Boarding Primary School.
And Alana, representing all learners. May you please introduce yourself?
My name is Namali Chawini Mutama. Happy to be hosted in this conversation.
This question goes to the teacher. When we talk about morality today, how has it been influenced or changed by technology and social media?
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Moderator. First and foremost, I'd like to define the word or the term morality. Now, morality are the set of principles or accepted principles in society that enhance positive attitudes in our society. That is morality. Now, how has it been influenced, or how has social media influenced morality? Now, children consume a lot of information on social media. Now, some of that information is either negative or positive. Now, if at all children absorb or consume positive information about morality, it is beneficial to the society and their home. But if at all they consume negative information on social media, then it is a disaster for the community. For example, they look at social media and technology and look at the style of dressing and they copy that style of dressing. Yet, it looks immoral. For example, dressing in a body show. Dressing on very short mini skirts. That brings immorality in the society. Initially, we had informal education. Now, informal education, all parents and the community could help in upbringing a child. But these days, children are left home. And when they are left home, that means they learn from social media, which is not good.
Thank you so much. This to Alana. As Alana, what kind of pressure do young people face online? Things like trends, peer influence, or the need to fit in?
In my own thinking, young people may start wearing decently due to the peer influence. Let me give you an example. If at all you have a group of friends and maybe you are going through social media, then you meet something on trend, you may not even realize that it is indecent. You may start pressuring one another to wear that same thing because you want to fit in that trend. Young people develop antisocial behaviors. These are behaviors which are not accepted by the society, like smoking, alcoholism, and so many others. If at all there is a new drug on market, you may also want to smoke it, wanting to fit in that trend. That's all.
Thank you so much. To my dear parents, many parents are worried about their children being exposed to online. What are your biggest concerns?
Thank you so much, moderator. My biggest concern is the inappropriate content on social media, which in many cases is violent, harmful, a lot of pornography going around, and that is intoxicating the minds of the young people and whoever is viewing. So while we are trying to promote values like my teacher has mentioned, the values of respect, values of empathy, cooperation, there is that diversion by social media, bringing that inappropriate content that is trying to disorganize and the misinformation that is coming around. So it's causing a lot of fear and it's causing a lot of conflict because, like he mentioned, these values help us to understand the right and the wrong. Now, the young people get caught up to find out what exactly they should use, they should adopt as right and leave the wrong. So it is worrying a lot and causing a lot of stress on the other side of the people getting this information and us who are trying to make sure that we bring sanity back in our homes and in the community and in the schools.
Thank you so much. To our teacher, social media is now part of our everyday life. In your view, how is it shaping the values and the behavior of the young people?
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Moderator. Now, first and foremost, social media has a positive impact and a negative impact. Now, there is a lot of inspiration on social media, motivational speakers that can give us positive affirmations. Now, for example, find a person being told about how to develop, how to dress, what to do, or what will be done when that person grows up. Now, that is the positive side. Now, the negative side, there is a lot of pornography on social media. There's a lot of use of drugs, for example, marijuana on social media. When children watch that, they learn also to be drug addicts. But in case there is guidance by parents on what to watch or what to consume on social media and what to read, that is the step forward.
Thank you so much. This question goes to the learner. How do these pressures affect decision making and behavior of the young people?
These pressures lead to poor decision making. Let me give you an example. If at all you have a group of friends, your friends have decided to do something that your parents are against, you may end up choosing to go with your friend's side, yet what they are going to do is very wrong, and not knowing something bad may result from that, ignoring the consequences. To the side of behavior, it leads to disobedience. If I told your parents, tells you, don't do this, my daughter, and after all for you are like, oh no mommy, I have to go with my friends to do this, it may lead to disobedience.
Thank you so much. To my dear parents, how can parents guide their children without refusing them from technology and social media?
One of the things that as parents we need to do is we need to emphasize digital literacy, where we empower our children to know they can pick what is right, in a way impacting them one skill called critical thinking, looking at what you are viewing, pick what is right and leave what is wrong. Because we cannot deny technology is with us, information will flow left, right and center, but it will be upon you, the recipient, to pick up what is useful and what is not. The other is also to set clear goals. In a way, there should be time set for social media, but also ensuring that there is time to engage in other non-online activities they can, benefit from directly. Then the other aspect would be ensuring that we give our children the other skills, being respectful, adopting to good behaviors, sharing with them our values, that amidst all this that is going around, they should be able to pick what is important.
Away from that, this question goes to the teacher. Would you say social media is a positive influence or negative one when it comes to morals?
Yeah, when it comes to morals, social media maybe it has done more harm than good. However, there's also that positive part of social media. Now, how has it been of harm to the children? One, there's a lot of negative information to consume on social media. We have seen prostitution being done. Pictures are being sent live to our children. And with them, they think that's the right thing because it is through social media. Pornography on social media. You find the indecent dressing the children copy from social media. So, to that, I think has done more harm than good. However, it can be positive because very many information is positive on social media. It is now the parents and the teachers to guide the children, to counsel the children on filtering the correct content. They should know that this content is not good for them. Okay? But the people posting such information, okay, they are allowed to post. Okay? But I think the information should be filtered before it's allowed to do it. flow.
Thank you so much. To my fellow learner, with all this influence, how much responsibility lies within an individual learner?
A learner should set principles that govern her likes and dislikes that he or she must follow. Like one of my principles is I should be prayerful and hardworking. Second, a learner should follow the elder's directives. But all an older person tells you to do something, listen to that person and do what he or she has told you to do. Third, a learner should be God-fearing and prayerful. We all know prayer plus hard work equals to success.
Thank you so much. To my dear teacher, how can the school guide children on the responsible use of technology?
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. Now, what I think has been introduced in many schools. And look at this one, we have technology. We keep using technology. So it is incumbent upon us to know which information that will be allowed to flow. We can filter that information. We can tell the children that this information, much as it is flowing on the technology of social media, but it's not good for you.
Yes.
Secondly, we need to restrict the use of technology among the pupils, or they should be monitored if they are using technology. So I think by so doing, it can help.
Thank you so much, my dear teacher. Back to my fellow learner. What can students do to stay disciplined?
As I said, a learner should set principles that govern her likes or dislikes that can help her be disciplined. Like, I should be prayerful, I should be hardworking, I should listen to my elders. Such principles can help you live a good life as a learner.
Thank you so much, my dear fellow learner. Back to the teacher. Should digital behavior and online be taught just like any other subject?
Yeah, exactly. You see, by teaching using digital learning, it is a way it needs to how can I say? Now that hands-on learning, and secondly, there is a real learning that takes place when using for digital learning. The child is taught while he observes. For example, you can download a video, and the child looks at what but this is better than explaining now. That is imaginative learning. But with the digital learning, or digital teaching, it is real learning. You explain as the child sees. So I think it should be encouraged.
Thank you so much. This question goes to all. Is it possible to enjoy technology and social media while still maintaining strong morals? How can that balance be achieved?
That balance can be achieved through creating awareness of all stakeholders involved, the parents appreciating that social media is with us, digital technology is with us, but caution our learners, our children, to be mindful of cyberbullying, the bad content, and pick up, but also emphasizing the core values, the morals, issues to do with respect, issues to do with listening, the guidance that we are giving, openness, open discussions where children are not sure of what is asked, and take the advice the parents are providing, but also the leaders also to be mindful and taking. The parental controls are also very important where need be. Parental controls should be emphasized to ensure that we protect the children from being victims of cyberbullying, but also avoiding harmful behaviors that are showed on social media, and protecting our societies from aggressiveness that is being shown on social media, to ensure that we protect the future of these children, but also emphasizing that amidst the changes coming, we must be positive and being mindful and being responsible for the actions that we take. Yes.
Thank you for this wonderful response. Let's talk solutions. Parents take at home, schools implement, and learners adapt. To ensure technology is a positive tool rather than a harmful, what should we do?
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. I think information that is consumed by children should be filtered. There are sites that should be closed. Children should not have access to them. Because in case we allow children to access such sites, they will absorb negative information. So we need only to install or to allow children to open sites that are positive, that have got values, or that instill values in them. Now, when it comes to things like WhatsApp, still, in case somebody posts information that is negative, that person should be blocked. Just like can block those sites that have got negative information. Otherwise, technology is very, very good. Very good. We need to allow it to be used in the schools and in the communities. Only that we should see which information to be consumed and which one should be consumed.
Thank you for this wonderful response. If we ignore these challenges, what kind of society are we likely to create?
Okay, now, you see, children don't know what is good and what is bad. With them, they think that every information that they consume is good. It is now the teachers and the parents, okay, to tell these children, to counsel these children, that much as that information is flowing through social media, it should not be allowed, it's not good at all. It will negatively impact their lives as they grow up. So, I think that is what
Away from that, if we guide the young people well, what kind of future is technology going to build for us?
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. Now, in Africa here, technology has been so slow, unlike those outside countries, because technology first reached, or it was discovered in European countries, and we find that the level at which technology is in those Western countries is very high, meaning that these children, in case we allow technology to be used, it will help to propel our technology to greater heights. We should not discourage the use of technology. Technology should be encouraged. The use of technology should be encouraged. We flow very fast to greater heights in technology. People have gone to the moon. Africa, we have not yet, because our technology is very slow. But in case technology is allowed to flow, things will flow very fast, and even innovation in technology will happen in Africa.
Thank you for this wonderful response. Technology is powerful, but it cannot be controlled. It can either shape our values, or we can use it wisely to strengthen them. It's guided at school, it's guided at home, and it is decided by each individual. Let's use technology responsibly and choose the right choices. Thank you for watching this wonderful talk about morality in the digital age. By names, I remain Imarja Aliek.
You are the same guests.
For her.
Hello.
Your name?
I'm Gladys Nachboneka Sechanzi, a parent of this school.
Zelana?
Nava name.
Nava Neima? Then?
I'm Richard Williams.
Richard Buyiza?
Chobe Joella.
Chobe Joella? Speak louder, slightly.
Speak loud. Chobe Joella.
So are we? So are we good to go? So this is the camera.
Yes.
So I guess we have to cover the other one and this one mostly. That one works. So we count from 10 to 0. 10, 5, 3, 1, 0. On air.
Live from the St. Agnes Catholic Girls' School, Nagalama. As part of our media exhibition, today's talk show we are tackling a sensitive but important topic. Does morality still matter? My name is Chobe Joella, your host. Are values changing? Are we losing direction? And most importantly, what can be done? Joining me today are key voices in shaping learners' character. A parent representing the home. May you please introduce yourself?
Thank you, moderator. My name is Gladys Nachboneka Sechanzi, a parent of St. Agnes. Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Welcome. A teacher representing the school. May you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Richard Williams, the teacher in St. Agnes. I'm happy to be here.
And a student leader representing the learners. May you please introduce yourself?
Nava Neima is my name, a learner in St. Agnes.
You are all most welcome. To a teacher, when we talk about morality, what does it mean in today's context?
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Moderator. Morals, what does it mean? Now, morals is sort of positive discipline that is cultivated into an individual. That's morals. Now, there is also what we call immorality. That is now negative information or behavior that is instilled into a person, a young one. Yes.
But many people say that moral values are declining. To your perspective, is it true or moral values are just declining?
Yeah, thank you very much, Madam Moderator. To me, it depends on how one views it. Now, in case one views it the way that morals are declining, that person may be right. Reasons? Initially, we had the informal education. Education to learn from home. And the parent and the community could instill that discipline or the morals into the younger ones. But these days you find that because of formal education, because of advanced technology, and because of the economic status, the parents go to work. They leave the children at home with the house girls or with the maids. So what they consume from the maids and the environment, it is negative. So formally, with informal education, they could teach girls to greet while kneeling down. Even the parents could wear long dresses, the gomeses. But these days, because of what they consume because of what they see on social media. They put on condition, they put on very small stuff, they greet without kneeling down. So, because of such a reason, morals are declining. Now, maybe they are just changing. One, we no longer put on gomesses. Even the married women, the mothers, we put on what? They put on dresses. But what should be put in mind that what sort of dressing are they teaching the younger ones in order to maintain the morals? If at all the mother puts on the short skirt, that means even the daughter will put on a short skirt. But if at all the mother puts a long dress or a long skirt, that means instilling positive morals in the what? In the child. The child copies what the mother does. The son copies what the father does. So that is it.
What behaviors and choices do you have that may influence your character?
The behaviors that may influence my behaviors and choices, like when I reach in adolescent stage, I would like to do things which I must not do, and many things like behaving badly at home, moving around. Even if my parents tells me something, I don't listen. I just continue doing my own thing.
Children live that may worry you in today's community.
Thank you so much, moderator. As a parent, what is worrying me most is the digital social media with the inappropriate content is going around, and areas where there is bad modeling in the aspect that some of us as parents are not good examples to our children. Children learn by seeing. They learn from our actions. When our actions are not good, that means we are not doing our roles. We are being bad or poor modeling of these children. So while Parent Y is struggling or while we are struggling to ensure that these values are impacted into the children, some parents are doing otherwise. So there is that contradicting situation that is worrying me. Then, of course, with the digital era, the issues to do with cyber bullying, cyber risks and harassments are also an issue, where some of this is children are being exposed with violent acts. Pornography is so rampant, so it really puts our situation as parents very, very difficult, but also to the children who are being exposed to this. Yes. As parents, being the first teachers at home, we are supposed to be good models. So our role would be that we act responsibly. Our actions should depict the moral values we want or we were taken through. Values of respect, values of empathy, values of being compassionate towards one another, values of cooperation, effective communication, to ensure that our children adopt these social skills that will help us undermine the social ills that are coming through the community. So the other thing is also to ensure that we have to set clear goals, clear timelines on when to use social media, how to use this social media. There is balance from utilization of social media to practical aspects of life. There are issues to do with life skills that are more practical, which are more important for the children and the young people to adopt. These cannot be adopted through social media, because with social media there's no face-to-face communication. But here, when we have that openness and dialogue, we give room for people to express their feelings, to express their actions. There's question and answer, there's discussion and explaining, where the unknown is being explained, to make sure that these children can understand and can interface with the challenging issues of the world. Thank you very much, moderator.
What happens when the guidance is inconsistent at home?
Pardon?
What happens when the guidance is inconsistent at home?
What happens? We will express issues to do with the lack of empathy at home, where these children would have missed out the issues of appreciating one another. You find when the child is not well guided, they will miss out, they will struggle with self-regulation. They wouldn't know the right and the wrong. They can't manage the emotions. You find in the end there will be unhealthy relationships at home, because the parent is communicating something, the child is not listening, is doing otherwise. Then the children amongst themselves, there is aggressiveness, violation towards each other. One is trying to overtake. The communication breakdown breaks everything at home, and you find that the entire family, and that's why issues of gender-based violence are also very rampant, you know. And then, of course, coupled with bad parenting, I would call it poor or bad parenting. So you will find a lot of chaos and unguided children living in the society, and that increases, once not properly guided, the increase of criminality, you know. Yes, and then engaging, being victims of cyber bullying and harassment. So it's important that we have that protection, ensure that we turn the tables and then get back to the real values that we are talking about. Thank you very much.
Have moral discipline and values.
Okay, thank you very much, moderator. Now, at the school, there is a lot of guidance and counseling. Almost on a daily basis, and I put them. And when it comes to like clothing, we don't allow parents to come clothes that the moral protocol. Initially, have parents come with very short skirts, damaged jeans, but we discourage people to ensure that the child copies what the parent does. Yes. Now, the other thing that we normally do, we instill religious morals. Like, for example, going to church, the priest gets a and it gives some of the children about the morals, how they should behave in society, how they should behave at home. Now, even at school here, children are organized in families, and each family is being assigned to particular teachers. So once a week, we call the children to guide and counsel them. In case of any problem, it will be the teacher's parents to guide them and counsel how to handle that problem. The headmistress also keeps on a daily basis advising children how to behave in society and at school. Anyway, I think the best can be yeah, schools are doing enough, but now the problem now is the children's rights. Now you may guide a child to show that child what is good and show that child what is bad, but the child may not listen. And he continues being what is contrary by the teacher is guiding. So to me, throw the game and score the child. You don't tend to heal, but you can give one at least wake up to stimulate understanding. But in case we simply leave, then it can lead to difference. Otherwise, we are doing enough. We are doing enough. At least there is a change.
Students and children would choose wisely friends to help them revise and understand what they have revised and pass their examinations. Children should learn to say no to bad things that their friends may teach them. Children would learn more from their friends who are wise in different activities.
Thank you so much, moderator. As I echoed out, one of the solutions, of course, as parents, we need to continue being a good example to our children, engage open discussions with them to ensure that we let them speak the issues, we guide, correct, and we need to use mistakes as learning opportunities for us to correct, to ensure that we continuously guide them, but also protect them from social media, inculcating them skills, life planning skills, of which one of them is being critical on whatever is around them so that they can pick a positive to guide positive decision making. And then ensuring that we continue creating awareness and minding and reminding them to be cautious of the peer pressure around them. Always seek guidance from the right people. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, there is this thing of women emancipation. Initially, children used to grow with their parents at home. The time came when they introduced this thing called women emancipation. Now, even women now go to work, leaving children at home with either house girls or house boys. It has done more harm than good. If I don't go to work, but they leave an elderly woman at home who can instill good morals in the children, it is okay. But they get younger girls to keep their daughters and sons at home, which young girls come with different characters. Now, which characters are instilled in young boys and girls? In different schools, you hear of lesbianism, homosexuality. It is these house boys and house girls who teach them some kind of indifferent behavior. But if at all women or mothers remain at home, they will guide their children properly. Then too, we should be mindful of who our daughters and sons associate with. You see, because of peer pressure, they copy bad character in order to fit in their group. So, in case a parent or father sees that a child is moving with a person who is deemed to be the negative character, that pattern should be broken. So, I think those are some of the things that we should do in order to maintain moral uprightness.
To our child.
Can you repeat the question?
What solutions can children make to make sure that they have good behaviors and choices?
Children must be responsible for their behaviors by teaching others how to behave in case the young sister or any child around the area is doing practicing bad manners. She can advise him or her from doing that particular.
And if we get it right, what kind of generation can we build? Parents. And if we get it right, what kind of generation can we build?
We are going to build, once everybody does their role, I'm seeing a generation that is very cautious, very positive, a growing and evolving generation that can quickly pick the positive and then they keep on leading the bad social ills that come along when they are not guided. So for me, I think that we should not give up. We should be longing forward, ensuring that we correct and build a good, positive generation that will be able to be carried on.
Morality is not taught in words alone. It is taught by example, guidance and personal choices. It begins at home, is strengthened at school, and ultimately lived by each one of us. Let's choose better values. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.
everyone. Welcome to the St. Agnes Media Club podcast. Coming to you live from the academic exhibition here at St. Agnes, Nagalama. Today, we are having a conversation that touches every family, parenting in the modern era. With me in the studios, I am with the happiest person I know.
Nakaiwa Jira Solomon, primary 7 grade, glad to be part of this conversation.
And the academic giant,
Namudu Gloria Mary, primary 7 grade, excited to share my views.
And I am Umpire Melissa, your host today. Colleagues, do you realize that life today moves very fast? Parents are working hard, children Hello everyone. Welcome to the St. Agnes Media Club podcast. Coming to you live from the academic exhibition here at St. Agnes, Nagalama. Today, we are having a conversation that touches every family, parenting in the modern era. With me in the studios, I am with the happiest person I know.
Nakaiwa Jira Solomon, primary 7 grade, glad to be part of this conversation.
And the academic giant. Welcome to the St. Agnes Media Club podcast, coming to you live from the academic exhibition here at St. Agnes Nagalama. Today, we are having a conversation that touches every family, parenting in the modern era. With me in the studios, I am with the happiest person I know.
Nakaiwa Jera Solomon, primary 7 grade, glad to be part of this conversation.
And the academic giant,
Namudu Gloria Mary, primary 7 grade, excited to share my views.
and I am Umpire Melissa, your host today. Hello everyone, welcome to the St. Agnes Media Club podcast, coming to you live from the academic exhibition here at St. Agnes Nagalama. Today, we are having a conversation that touches every family, parenting in the modern era. With me in the studios, I am with the happiest person I know.
Nakaiwa Jera Solomon, primary 7 grade, glad to be part of this conversation.
And the academic giant,
Namudu Gloria Mary, primary 7 grade, excited to share my views.
and I am Umpire Melissa, your host today. Colleagues, do you realize that life today moves very fast? Parents are working hard, children are studying hard, and sometimes it feels like everyone is running in different directions.
Exactly. I even wonder if parents and children still truly understand each other deeply.
Meaning, today we are going to discover some uncomfortable truths and hopefully ideas that both children and parents can take home.
Let me start with a small experiment. Imagine we called your parents right now and asked them 3 questions about you. What do you think would happen?
That depends on the questions. Some would be easy, but others must create a crisis.
All right, here are the questions. Who is your child's closest friend? What makes your child happiest? What is your child currently worried about? Did your parent answer confidently or start guessing?
The first one maybe, but the other two, many parents would guess and be very confident, but be completely wrong.
And the funny thing, most parents believe that they know everything about their children until deeper questions appear.
But let's also be fair. Children don't always understand their parents either.
Exactly. If we reverse the questions, many children would struggle too.
Let me ask you a few questions. What stresses your parents the most right now? What do
are we ready? Sound? All cameras? Yes. Nafula. So, Nafula Sagara, I want you happy from the start up to the end. Secondly, avoid a guest to say pardon. So don't speak at the lower pitch. What you
realization of their talents. Today, even for one to excel academically, one has to dwell in the environment of talent development, which can propel one to work very hard and succeed wherever the destiny takes them.
Thank you. Our learner, do you see talent as equal to academics or secondary?
According to my opinion, talents are equal to academics because both can be balanced at the same time.
Thank you. As a parent, how do you view your child's talent? Is it something you actively encourage?
Thank you, Madam Moderator, for that question. Yes, as a parent, I have got to look at my child's talent as a positive in life. The world we are moving towards today is world of creativity, is world of innovation. So I believe that when I promote my child's talent, I will be making a life partner for that child. First of all, through supporting my child's talent, I'm building his or her social capital. It is through certain activities that the child gets involved in that opens her eyes, opens his eyes, or ways interaction with people who are of a different level where she is. It is a way that a child can actually become a job creator in the future, not just depending on what I've learned in classroom to give me what I can earn a living on. I would like to give you an example of football, a game like football or netball or athletics. We have seen so many people prosper in this field, and they started like toddlers at school level, but they kept on getting engaged in the system until we are now talking about the Chiprotich of this world. We are talking about so many other good players. I can give an example of Ronaldo. These are the big names people will always ask about. In our own country here, we have got so many good guys who would like to actually become players in the area of football. Music itself, it is all about entertainment. So by developing my child's talent, helping her to grow with it, I am saving a lot in terms of self-reliance in time to come.
Okay, thank you. Sometimes parents worry that focusing on talent may distract their children's academics. Is this a real concern?
It is not a real concern in any way, because talent is actually a promoter of good academician. How? When I develop the talent, I am developing a whole human being. The brain is built. The mind is built. The soul of this child is well constructed. Why? It is through such that children get to be well behaved, because they have to learn rules and regulations of the kind of talent promotion they are undergoing. 2, it makes them to think critically and creatively. This is what our curriculum or style of learning is all about. So by doing it practically, I will get to know how to bring out my view of what I'm doing. It is helping me to become a quick thinker. It is helping me to keep refreshing, not tying me in the classroom all the time, because I want to be a number 1 with aggregate 4, with so many points when I reach secondary. And at the end of it all, I do not earn anything. So I feel that when we combine talent development and academic, we shall have a better life in that child. So talent growth is a promoter of good academics.
Okay.
Thank you.
What are the challenges parents face when trying to support the development of talent?
Thank you, Madam Moderator. The challenges are numerous, but let me look at the obvious ones in regard to school life. 1, if you want to develop your child's talent, you should be ready to put in some money. And finances are becoming a problem in most areas in the world. So a child may have very good talent to develop and could become out a successful person, but the child is going to be tied backwards because the parent had meager money to pay for, say, training. If you go for football, you go for netball, maybe music, dance and drama, that is there. Because you have to get training for the child. So what the school gives are just the basics. So even outside the school life, say during holidays, I must make sure that this child is given the chance to continue with the what? With the training. This one becomes so expensive in terms of money. Secondly, even the child, the children themselves may become another problem. For you, you see them as people who would succeed through the career they are going on with. But again, their attitude is negative. So as a parent, I'm again put into the task of convincing my child to accept that running has something bigger than what he will look at today. Next one, the child may also be poorly or wrongly influenced by the fellow children, especially those who are not good in sports. I believe that if a child is able to get through all these, then we are going to have somebody who is better than what we say. So one of the problems is that financially caused. 2, it could be environmentally caused. 3, it could be as a result of peer group influence. So as parents, we have to stand together with our children and get them to know what? This is where we have got all the wealth that our family can base on, to earn a living alongside your education.
Thank you, our dear parent. Back to you, our teacher. What role does the school play in identifying and nurturing talent?
Thank you for that question. A school is a learning environment that helps anybody who comes to it as a learner to develop whatsoever talent they have on all fronts. As far as the co-curricular activities are concerned, that's why the timetable always has programs for co-curricular activities during which every learner is expected to be actively involved. And it is during those physical exercise sessions that a teacher may ably realize what talent is good in which child. And even a child herself, say for example, if they are all made to run and she happens to beat every competitor, will say, wow, kumbe my talent is here. And definitely such a child will be compelled to do more practice to really fulfill whatsoever God had put in her at birth. And then a school, as an institution, will also have to make sure that the children are exposed to other activities, either on TV or by making school visits to other places, so that these children get to explore what happens in other places, so that they get motivated and compelled to compete favorably with the best in order to become the best. So majorly, a school's role is organizational, so that a child is exposed to whatsoever their talents may lie. Thank you.
What are the challenges schools face when trying to promote the development of talents?
Yeah, thank you for that question. People who know about sports, they will always tell you that sports is what? A very expensive venture. Even a good football today in Uganda, when you go to all sports shops, the cheapest football alone of the highest standard goes at 400,000. That is one. That's why most schools go for rubber balls, which are at 20,000, 50,000 at the maximum end, because they cannot afford to buy that high class football. And when you look at the facilities, like even right now, wherever this school carries out sports, is not a ground worthy to be called a sports ground. It is more of a bomber ground, because erecting a standard facility takes a lot of money. This explains even why Uganda as a country for over 100 years only had one football standard stadium. It is only because of the pressure of the upcoming Africa Cup of Nations that we now have a Kibwa and the Hoima. But otherwise, generally, sports is very expensive. That makes it difficult for all schools to provide the available facilities and equipment. Two, sports itself also has techniques which need technical people, technocrats. Someone who is not gifted cannot force himself to train. Now you train what? You yourself, you don't know. Now, what will you train to the learners? So all of that comes back to expenses, where a school will need to hire technical people to come and teach their learners, which will all zero on money. That's why it is a little hard for all schools to be seen on the ground of sports.
Thank you, our dear teacher. As from a learner's perspective, how do learners feel about their talents? Do they feel supported?
Learners feel supported when the school tries to develop their talents, when they are both supported by their parents and teachers.
Okay. And another question. What challenges does a learner face when trying to balance between talent and academics?
A learner can face what we call academic pressure. For in case a learner has been concentrating more on the talent than academics, and the teacher says tomorrow we are writing examinations, the learner can develop what we call academic pressure.
What motivates learners to keep on developing their talents?
When a learner is supported both by the parents and teachers, the learner can develop the talent.
Okay. To all of you, there seems to be a tension between talents and academics. Must a learner choose one, or is it possible to succeed in both? Our dear parents.
Thank you, moderator. Personally, I see this. There is no reason for picking one. Both can go together because they are interdependent. Talent and academic work together. And two, the way we see things happen in the world today, we should actually not be dependent on one source of gaining things. So you should try both. You only need to know how to balance time for talent development and then academic. I don't think that the school can have such a learning situation where children are not given space to play. So if I've been given a chance to go for, say, football, netball, debate, you talk about it, music, dance and drama, things like maybe baking, tailoring kind of practical learning, I must ensure that I maximally use that time to learn what is supposed to take place at that material time. When time comes for academic, I also give its value to learning. So both can go concurrently. We should not have a person who has got only one side of looking at things. So we should move in pair.
Okay.
Yes, please.
What is your view as a learner? A learner can choose both talents and academics when they are disciplined and focused. If a learner is disciplined and focused on both, the learner can choose both academics and talents. Okay. As a teacher.
Thank you so much. We all know that God created 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 2 lips, 2 arms, 2 legs, because he knew very well relying on one thing is not the best option. So similarly, a learner gifted in both talent development and academics must thank God and go with the both. And at the end, success, the sky will be the limit. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. To each of you, what is one practical thing your group can do to ensure better talent development, our dear parents?
One, as a parent, I would like to make sure that I provide what my child requires in life to promote her talent.
Okay.
If you are learning knitting, I need to give you the material that are required. If you are in baking, I should give you the ingredients that can help you to do the baking. If it needs buying equipment that I should actually, you should use, I must come in to do that. I should also ensure that you're in good health, because there is no ill mind that will do everything in the best way possible. So I should always be supportive. Are you not well? I have got to make sure you get better health service provided to you, because it is the only way you can be in position to go for all what I need you to do as a parent. Okay. So there must be a lot of the guidance and counseling and making sure that I put you in the system that can help you move forward.
Okay. The learner. I can talk to the school administrators to organize talent shows. For in case someone's talent is singing, you can showcase your talent on the stage to all the guests to know that your talent is singing. Okay? The teacher.
Let me pick from where my child has talked about singing. I think most viewers know Shiba Karunji very well. I think the latest hit is Kafeke. Most people just know them as individual singers, but they don't work alone. They work in their respective teams. Every sports, every co-curricular, every talent needs teamwork. Because the acronym team, everyone is aware today that it means together everyone achieves more. So for the best output, as a group, you need to have a teamwork, be each other's strength. Where I have a weakness in A, my immediate team member or group member will be my strength. And at the end, the group will pull up together, work together, fight together, and achieve together. That is what talent development and realization needs for the best results. Thanks. Thank you.
Our dear parents,
Yes, please.
what environment does your child need to ensure better talent development, especially at home?
Thank you. As a parent, I must ensure that the family is supportive. We need to support our child to grow up developing the talent and eventually learn so many skills about it. 2, it should be a friendly family. Domestic violence should actually not be the talk of the place because it has got so many ways. It disorganizes. People will no longer work together as we grow, you the child. So nurturing the child must be in a violent-free family. That is when children can be freely interact with their fellow siblings and should also be interacting to their parents. It is when we can sit together and listen to each other, because what we are after is already established and well known. So the family, in brief, must be supportive and friendly. Thank you.
You're welcome. Our dear teacher,
Yes, ma'am.
what environment do learners need at school to ensure better talent development?
Thank you for that question. In every learning environment, the school should do whatever it takes, whether in the classroom environment or the on-field environment. Every learning environment should be conducive. That which is learner-friendly, that which is learner-centered, that which can make an introvert to quickly open up and begin to show their talents without continuously hiding them. Because there are people who are influenced by what they see, what they embrace. The moment you create a situation which is friendly to all without segregation, including the so-called disabled, they should be given equal opportunities to explore what God has put in them. You will always get the best out of every learner without segregating.
Thank you. Lastly, our dear learner, if we nurture talent well, can it really shape someone's future?
Yes, it can shape someone's future. For in case your talent is singing and you develop it, in future you can become a singer and that is your future path.
Oh, thank you to all of you who have participated in today's conversation. In this conversation, our dear viewers, today we have learned that talent is not just it's not just a gift, it's a responsibility. It needs support at home, guidance at school, and commitment from the learner. Let's discover it, nurture it, and use it to shape a better future. Thank you for watching.
I was waiting for you.
0. Go.
Good afternoon. We present a spoken word piece titled, "We Are Your Greatest Investments," a message from us children to you parents about the future we are building together. We stand before you today, not just as children, but as a future full of possibility. Because when you invest in us, this is what we can become.
We can become doctors,
Healing the sick, restoring strength,
saving lives and giving hope to the world.
We can become teachers,
guiding minds, opening understanding.
Shaping generations and building the nation.
we can become leaders,
With vision, with courage.
Transforming communities and leading with integrity.
we can gain skills,
Skills of our hands, building, creating, and fixing.
Skills of our minds, thinking, solving and designing.
we can become technicians,
Using tools, turning knowledge into action.
Creating solutions and shaping industries.
we can become innovators,
Using technology, exploring new ideas.
Solving real problems and changing the nation.
we can become creators,
Through media, through arts, and through skill.
Turning talent into opportunity and opportunity into impact.
we can become entrepreneurs,
Building opportunities, creating new ideas.
Providing jobs and growing our nation.
we can become voices,
Speaking the truth and standing firm.
Defending what is right and inspiring change.
when you guide us, we grow,
When you support us, we rise.
When you equip us with skills, we create.
When you believe in us, we become.
and among us is a girl,
A girl with skills, a girl with dreams, a girl with power.
A girl with ability to transform her world.
when you educate her, you educate a family,
When you equip her with skills, you empower our community.
When you invest in her, you build a nation.
We are not less. We are not weak. We are capable. We are your greatest investments. Invest in us and secure your future, our future, and the future of the nation.
Thank you so much.
Skills of our minds, thinking, solving, and designing.
We can become technicians.
Using tools, turning knowledge into action. Creating solutions and shaping industries.
We can become innovators.
Using technology, exploring new ideas. Solving real problems and changing the future.
We can become creators.
Through media, through arts, and through skill. Turning talent into opportunity and opportunity into impact.
We can become entrepreneurs.
Building opportunities, creating new ideas. Providing jobs and growing our nation.
We can become voices.
Speaking the truth and standing firm. Defending what is right and inspiring change.
When you guide us, we grow.
When you support us, we rise. When you equip us with skills, we create.
When you believe in us, we become. And among us is a girl.
A girl with dreams, a girl with skills, a girl with power. A girl with ability to transform her world.
When you educate her, you educate her family.
When you equip her with skills, you empower our community. When you invest in her, you build a nation.
We are not less.
We are not weak. We are capable. We are your greatest investment. Invest in us and secure your future, our future, and the future of the nation.
Thank you. Nice lunch too.
You just pull it.
A magnet. I think she threw a magnet.